As we've seen before, IPv4 resides at the network layer. It's a short for Internet Protocol version 4, and it's the first major version of IP. IPv4 is responsible to deliver data packets from the source host to the destination host, thus it is responsible for routing and addressing. IPv4 is a connectionless protocol, meaning that it will do its best effort to deliver data packets. IP datagram is represented here on the screen by appending the IP header to the data segment. We will get an IP datagram. The following diagram represents IPv4 header, and this diagram represents the sizes of each of these fields. The minimum size of an IPv4 header is 20 bytes. Open Wireshark, go to any frame, select Internet Protocol version 4. Let's expand that. The first field is the version. Version is a 4-bit field that indicates the IP version used, and obviously it is IP version 4. The next field is header length. Header length is a 4-bit field as well that contains the length of the IP header. It helps in knowing from where the actual data begins. So again, the value here is, this is 1, this is 2, this is 4, and this is 8. So it's a 1 plus 4, which is 5. But we have a scaling factor of 4 bytes. So we multiply 5 by 4 bytes to get 20 bytes. So the header length is the header length field value times 4 bytes. The next field is the type of service. Here we have differentiated services field, and the type of service is a 8-bit field that is used for quality of service. The next field is the total length. Total length is a 16-bit field that contains the total length of the datagram in bytes. So the total length equals the header length plus the payload length. Let me go here to view and packet bytes so that you will be able to see the values I'm talking about in bytes. Here, if you click on the total length, and as you can see, the selected bits here are 16 bits. The value is 128. How did we get that 128? Total length is 20 bytes plus the TCP size, which is 32, plus the application size, which is 72, totaling to 128. Identification field is used in case the packet is fragmented or when the IP datagram is fragmented. Each fragmented datagram is assigned the same identification number so that it is useful during the reassembly of the fragmented datagrams at the destination. Let me close that again here, the bytes. I will expand the flags, and you will see that we have the reserved bit, which is usually not used. We have the DF bit, which is don't fragment, and the MF, which stands for more fragments. The DF bit can have a value of 0 and 1. When it is 0, it means that we are granting permission to any intermediate device to fragment the datagram. When it is set to 1, it indicates that we do not grant any permission to fragment the datagram. Similarly here, in the MF flag, it can be 1 or 0. When it is 0, it indicates that the current datagram is either the last fragment or that is the only fragment. But if it's set to 1, it means that the current datagram is a fragment of some larger datagram. Fragment offset is a 13-bit field identifier to put back the fragments into the correct place. Scrolling down to the time to live, it is an 8-bit field that indicates the maximum number of hops a datagram can take to reach the destination. The main purpose of TTL, or time to live, is to prevent the IP datagrams from going around till infinity. So when it is 0, it doesn't exist. The value of the TTL is decremented in two cases. When it takes a hop to any intermediate device having network layer, by device here we usually mean router, and when the datagram takes a hop to the destination. So if the value of the time to live becomes 0 before reaching the destination, the datagram is discarded. Protocol is an 8-bit field which tells about the next level protocol to the network layer at the destination side. Here we have a couple of references. If we expand that again here, going to the view and bytes, we'll see that the value is 124, which is 6. 6 represents TCP. If the value is 1, then the protocol is ICMP. If the value is 2, then the protocol is IGMP. And if the value is 17, then the protocol is UDP. The next field here is the header checksum. This validation is used for error checking of the header. Here the validation is disabled, but you can enable it by doing right click, going to the protocol preferences and checking the validate IPv4 checksum if possible. So let's click that. And as you can see here, the validation is correct. The next field is the source and the destination. The source IP address is a 32-bit field. It contains the logical address of the sender of the datagram. Meanwhile, the destination IP contains the logical address of the receiver datagram. The last field in the IPv4 header is the options. This field can range from 0 bytes to 40 bytes. It is used for several purposes such as source routing, padding, and record routing.